Thanks, Katalin, for the invitation. So as he said, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Themesburg. Professionally, what I do, I'm a web developer, and I kind of do everything else as well, like marketing, copywriting, and mostly entrepreneurial stuff. We started Themesburg about 2 years ago with Robert. He was a college colleague. And, we've worked a few years as web developers for companies. And that someday we said, okay, let's create a company and let's do some cool stuff. All right. Um, we set out to build some projects and some themes. I think a lot of you know what themes are when you want to create a website. I think Alin said something like this at the beginning. He actually used a theme to build his business. So as you can see, it can be a very good and cheap alternative for young entrepreneurs who don't have a large budget, and they can get started with a really good website from the beginning. And so that's what we worked on with Robert for like 6 to 7 months. We worked really hard on a really cool theme. In fact, it's the bestseller for us right now. But the idea was that we wanted to, like, we built the product, the theme, and then we wanted to sell it on other platforms such as ThemeForest, Template Monster. There's quite a lot of them. And, after working like more than half a year on this product, we submitted the product to ThemeForest. It's the largest store out there. It has like 12 million visitors a month, and they make over $1 billion a year. So the market is quite huge. So we thought that, hey, I mean, if it becomes a bestseller there, we can make some nice bucks. All right, we submitted the product. We kind of introduced everything. And 2 days later, I got an email. And the email said, hey, the product's not good. We don't like it. And we also don't want to hear from you again. So I went to Robert. He was staying here in Timisoara. Now he's in Italy. And I went to him, and I didn't really know how to bring him the news. I mean, it was a pretty shitty situation, working 6 to 7 months on something and then getting like a hard reject. It's pretty tough. So I said, okay, let's not take this just as a failure, because it's kind of obvious it was a colossal failure. And I went to him and I said, hey, man, I have two news for you. I have a really bad news and a really good news. And I said the bad news first. I said that we got rejected, like the project we've worked on. They don't like it. They don't want it. And he asked me, okay, so that's really horrible news, thanks. But what's the good news? And I said, yeah, we're going to fuck up ThemesForest. We're going to create another brand, another platform, and we're going to become bigger than they are. Fast forward until now, I think it's like more than a year since then. Our store has over, it's called Themesburg. It's kind of an equivalent of ThemeForest, but with the focus on higher quality and other products. We also offer free demos. But the idea is that we want to offer a really premium and a better alternative to ThemeForest. So right now we have like 40,000 unique visitors a month. We are growing in revenue every quarter. And we recently got a pretty big investment from a leading company in this industry. They're from Bucharest, so they are also Romanians, just like us. And we set out to kind of join forces and try to take on the big companies together. So this show is called I Love Failure Talks. So I kind of wanted to present you the failure that we took, and we didn't take it as a loss. We took it as an opportunity. And I'm going to be honest, if the product would have been accepted and we said, oh, okay, it's good, and we started making some money, that would have been kind of good, but we wouldn't have our own brand. We wouldn't have gotten investments. And it's not really the investment that is important. It's more like the outlook. So we've built and we are building a very strong brand. We think long term. So it kind of took the journey of our company from from a small agency in Romania, building some themes and some products for web developers and software companies, to something that could potentially become a really large platform that could be used globally and is actually used globally. Even now, we sell on every continent right now. But we are still really small compared to Theme Forest. So we're like 100 of them right now in terms of traffic and all that. But I think we can get there in time. But I think this is a good lesson. Like, I don't want to say all the failures. Obviously, we have failures every day. Like, it's not even worth mentioning. But it's important to kind of take the failure, whatever it is, whatever your situation, and try to uh, obviously learn from it. But don't take it as a fatal hit. It's not. Most of the time, it's actually a gift. You can make something out of it. Of course, not every time, but look, in our case, this was it. And I think it's a good story. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And also, I think it's the name, right? The name, it's the thing that got you going. Themesburg, it's really...
Yeah. And the idea for the name and everything came right that day. So it was a very good day as well. Like right then when I got the news, it was really bad. Like it was a hit. It was a really bad kind of news. But then I don't know, like in a couple of hours, things started to switch in perspective. And you know what's funny? We actually have, like, right now we can add a product to Team Forest. Like, we can do whatever. It's just because they know, hey, it's those guys, we need to let them in, because we don't want them to have their products only on their website.
Every, everybody loves the story of the underdog, so this is definitely one of them where you challenge the big guys.